Welcome to the 5-Minute English Vocabulary Podcast. My name is Herbert Lee, and I'll be your host. Now you can easily improve your vocabulary without memorizing long lists of boring words, and still develop a powerful command of English. You'll learn the origin of words, or etymology, told as easy-to-remember stories. You'll also hear some jokes, and learn some idioms as well. Season 2. Episode 23, Speak Up at Meetings, Part 1. In this episode, we're going to take some of the vocabulary that you have learned and bring it to a practical use, how to speak up at meetings using business vocabulary. In business, meetings are a regular part of your life. And as you move up the corporate ladder, not only do meetings become more frequent, they also become more formal. So, although you may have mastered conversational English, which is enough for lower-level meetings, you need to have a basic understanding of meeting terms and procedures so you don't look or feel out of place at a formal meeting. Here's the difference between ad hoc and formal meetings. Ad hoc meetings are meetings called for one specific purpose. You will be asked to attend an ad hoc meeting if the person holding the meeting feels that you have something to contribute to the meeting. If possible, call the person who has invited you to ask what he or she needs from you at the meeting. Make sure you understand what is required and prepare well. Ad hoc meetings will be very small, and no participation from you will be obvious. On the other hand, you will know that you have arrived at a formal meeting when you see a formal, usually a printed agenda. To save paper, this may be emailed to you. Prepare for the meeting by going over the agenda before the meeting. Going to a meeting without adequate preparation is a sure way to not only look bad, but will definitely decrease your chances for promotion in the future. With proper preparation, you can make a much better impression. However, you should remember that the purpose of meetings is to create lines of action. If you are asked to take a responsibility, do so gracefully, but be prepared to do all the necessary follow-up so that the work is well done. It's not a good idea to accept a responsibility and then come to a later meeting and report that you have not completed the task you were assigned. Executives are expected to execute. Here are some terms you will hear at a meeting: chair, floor, table, motion. Meetings use a very specific vocabulary. Learn these terms so that you have a better idea about what people at the meeting are actually talking about. Chair. The person who everyone should address their comments and opinions to. At a formal meeting, you would say, Mr. Chair, I want to say, or Madam Chair, may I have the floor, please? Floor. This term means the privilege to speak to everyone at the meeting. The chair may say something like, the floor is open, meaning anyone can speak. Or you can ask to speak by saying, may I have the floor, please? Table. This is a very misused term in otherwise savvy executives. To table something means to postpone discussion or action until a later meeting. To use it, the chair might say something like, as we don't have any agreement on this motion, I would like to table this for the next meeting. Motion. After a suitable period of discussion, the chair may ask, does someone wish to make a motion? This simply means that the chair wants someone to state what the group wants to do as the next step. A motion is always stated in the affirmative, so you can say, I move to spend $5,000 for the annual dinner. You would not say, I move not to spend more than $6,000 for the annual dinner. A motion requires a seconder, someone to agree with the motion before a vote can take place. Here are some other terms at a meeting. An agenda. The word agenda comes from Latin and literally means things required to be done. It is a list of items of the meeting that need to be covered. Depending on who puts the agenda together, It will have varying degrees of detail. If you're not sure why you're being asked to attend, it's always a good idea to contact whoever invited you to attend. Get the details before you come to the meeting. Minutes. If you're attending a meeting for the first time, try to get a copy of the last meeting minutes. You can get valuable background information about what has been discussed and decided at previous meetings. That wraps up How to Speak Up at Meetings, Part 1. Next week, we'll show you how to handle interruptions at a meeting. Until then, it's Herbert Lee saying bye for now.